storage places, kitchen layout, dry balcony, these all are to be thoughtfully designed.
Doors are one of those very invisible pieces of furniture which are there, but you don't pay that much attention to it.
घर की बनावट ही सिर्फ खूबसूरत हो, ये काफी नहीं है। रहने वालों के लिए घर उपयोगी भी होना चाहिए। जब बात हो घर के इंटीरियर्स की, तो ध्यान में रखना होता है घर की लाइटिंग, फिटिंग, फिक्सचर्स और फर्नीचर सब एकदम जगह के हिसाब से फिट बैठें, जिससे घर की कार्य क्षमता बढ़े और रहने वालों के लिए घर आरामदायक हो। सबसे अच्छा घर वही होता है जो उसमें रहने वालों की सोच, जीवन शैली, क्षेत्र और मौसम को ध्यान में रखकर बनाया जाए। आपके इसी सपनों के घर को साकार करने के लिए हम आपके लिए लाए हैं NUVOCO प्रेजेंट्स घर बनाओ अपना, अ न्यूज़ 18 इनिशिएटिव। आज के एपिसोड में बात होगी इंटीरियर्स की और उससे जुड़े पहलुओं की।
Designing a home can be overwhelming and people don't even know where to start from. But I think it's important to work together as a family and think about what are the things that is important to you. Think about what makes you come alive, what makes you calm down, and integrate some of those things within the design of your home. It may be very hard to communicate to design professionals what kind of design aesthetic and style you like as a family. So it may be a good exercise to just create a vision board of your favorite places, whether it's a restaurant or a hotel that you stayed in or a museum that you went to. But keep it simple, this is your day-to-day life. So look at, materials that you like, the colors that make you feel come alive. Think about whether plant is important for you.
For designing a primary home, it's very important to understand it's a two-way process where the client has to come with a certain set of information. He should be able to create a brief for the architect, for the designer, so it becomes easier for them to understand exactly what he wants. A brief would generally sort of comprise about simple areas where you have the area of your plot of the land, how many rooms he wants to make, how much he wants to spend, what style he wants to design the house. Also, how much time he wants to finish the project in. All of these become very important factors in how a designer would approach the project.
आपके सपनों के घर के दरवाजे बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाते हैं, चाहे वो आपके रूम का दरवाजा हो या फिर मुख्य द्वार। हर दरवाजा आपको एकांत और सुरक्षा प्रदान करता है। आपके घर की संरचना के अनुसार किस तरह के दरवाजे और उनके लिए सामग्री के विकल्प क्या हैं, इसकी जानकारी बेहद जरूरी है।
Doors are really important in terms of interior designing. It gives us security and privacy. Initially, people never used to bother about doors and didn't pay much attention. But nowadays, it's playing a very important key role while designing a space. I am giving an example of tribal house of Northeast. So this is the layout. So in old days, they didn't used to have doors in the rooms. So maybe this is the room of the parent and the son and daughter. So you can't see any privacy here. But nowadays, following the same layout, like continuing the culture, they have incorporated doors over here. So which is giving them a kind of privacy. One can use wooden door, aluminium door, UPVC door or door with plywood. So it completely depends on the client. Someone wants to have doors with hand carving and all very integrated work, then one can go for the wooden doors. One is factory made, one can use the UPVC or the aluminium doors. So it completely depends on the budget and the requirement of the client. Aluminium doors can be used in washroom, like where there is water, as well as UPVC can be used in washrooms. So we usually don't prefer wooden doors and ply doors where there is excessive use of water.
Doors are one of those very invisible pieces of furniture which are there, but you don't pay that much attention to it. But we tend to interact with them every day, multiple times. Generally, when you're selecting doors, it's just sort of important to understand what is your interior style. The material does not make a major difference unless you're doing a very commercial project where you need to save budgets and you get these prefabricated doors in the market where you can just quickly purchase them and install them. Else, if you're building your home, it's okay to sort of spend a little on your doors because you're going to be interacting with that one piece of furniture on a daily basis. You're going to be opening it, shutting it every day. Choosing the hardware is very important. Take good long-lasting hardware that makes you feel nice when you sort of operate it every day.
आपके घर की छत और उसकी दीवारें इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग का एक अहम पहलू हैं। फॉल सीलिंग आपको जिस तरह से चाहिए वो पहले से डिसाइडेड होना चाहिए ताकि स्ट्रक्चरल डिजाइनर उसके हिसाब से कॉलम और बीम डालता है। दीवारों पर भी लोग आजकल बहुत काम करवाते हैं।
The structural engineer, when designing the overall structure, will also look at how the ceiling is going to look from the room below. It is very important he will place his beams, etc. adequately so that they do not become part of the room. They do not come in between the rooms, as it would positively affect the aesthetics of the whole room. Normally, it has become a trend nowadays to have lesser and lesser heights for the buildings, but that leads to inadequate depth for the upper floor beams. You have to remember that the size of the beam is directly proportional and totally dependent upon the load and also the span of the beam. If you are going for column-free spaces and the spans of your beams are higher, then it is not desirable to have these flat beams, because we have to remember that whatever happens, there are going to be deflections in the structure. I have a beam like this, and when it is fully loaded or all the necessary loads like the flooring, the brickwork come onto it, it is going to deflect like this. So there is going to be a level difference between the center of the beam and edge of the beam. So this would also affect the serviceability of your overall structure. If you have large span beams and this deflection is say more than 20 mm, then you will find that your flooring is breaking. So we have to ensure that there is a bare minimum deflection standards which should be maintained. So your beam sizing and your column-free spaces should be modeled as per these standards.
When it comes to walls for your project, it's very important to know that a simple wall is constructed either out of brick or block, or it's maybe a concrete wall that's there in your apartment. You can generally just plaster it and paint it, and that sort of solves majority of the finish of your wall. A lot of people prefer to do cladding on the wall when it comes with materials like veneer or laminate. Some people want to put marble on their walls, or they want to use tiles on their walls. And one of the ways where this process can be made a little bit easier or more time efficient is by doing prefabricated wall panels. If you've ever been to a good hotel, maybe a 4-star or a 5-star, and you see the walls are in wood, that's probably click and fit wall paneling that's been factory made and directly installed. You have a lot of companies designing wall panels which have complex designs. They are a little bit longer lasting than traditional paints because the materials used to make these panels have certain coatings on them and are a little bit more scratch resistant, little bit more hardy to abrasion. And that's what makes them a little bit more long-lasting. So wall paneling becomes a great option if you want to explore little exotic finishes for your walls versus traditional painting.
आपका सोफा होगा उसके पीछे वाला वॉल या फिर आपके बेड के पीछे वाला वॉल. Whenever you want to highlight it, we usually prefer wall paneling. हमने उसमें paneling कर दिया with wood or ply with laminates या फिर stones or with tiles, and we can use lights to highlight the corners and all. So there are different options to do wall paneling. If you want to go for French style, you can even use POP and gypsum. अगर आपको चाहिए कि strips में काम हो, then you can go for wood and ply, or you can cut these laminates and paste it on top of the ply to make it cost effective. Otherwise, there are options like Italian marbles, and there is also onyx stone. Onyx stones are like available in different colors. अगर आपको अपना स्पेस अच्छा दिखना है, then you can use the onyx stone over there.
घर डिजाइन करते समय आपको कुछ चीजें जैसे आपकी जीवन शैली और रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी को ध्यान में रखना जरूरी है। आपके किचन, स्टोरेज की जगहें और बालकनियों की कार्यक्षमता इस पर निर्भर करती है।
Storage places, then kitchen layout, dry balcony adjacent to kitchen. These all are to be thoughtfully designed. There should be a minimal flow of the lady who is in the kitchen. Best design is to be adopted for all these things.
If you just study the evolution of an Indian kitchen, it used to be first called like a ghusl khana, which was outside the house. And slowly as our lifestyles changed, the kitchen slowly started becoming part of our own house. It started to move inside. As you started to shift to more urban styles of living, the modular kitchen came into place because apartment sizes were small, they were limited, and you needed things to sort of slot right in. The basic fundamental aspect of a kitchen you need to understand is how is a person going to use it, how are you going to cook with it. And the key difference between a traditional kitchen and a modular kitchen is just the style of construction. Modular kitchens are generally factory made, they're pre-ordered, all sizes are taken by a contractor. It's completely factory made and installed at the end of the project. It's usually a very easy way to do a very dust-free implementation of a kitchen. It's very quick, you save time, you get a lot of options in modular kitchens in terms of drawer trays, in terms of storage units, which can be factory made and then installed at your site. A regular kitchen traditionally is where the designer makes a plan or a drawing for the kitchen and then the project contractor executes it based on the choice of your materials.
People usually think that modular kitchens are better, but we can add a personal touch in the normal kitchen. We can customize it according to the client's requirement and client's choice. So modular kitchen में क्या होता है? आप सामान लेके आए वहाँ पे फिक्स कर दिया मॉड्यूल करके. बट इन द नॉर्मल किचन क्लाइंट को जैसा चाहिए, जो चाहिए उसको प्रॉपरली डिज़ाइन करके वी कैन जस्ट फिक्स इट ओवर देयर. सो नॉर्मल किचन गिव्स अ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी टू डिज़ाइन अ किचन फॉर अ क्लाइंट. सो चूज अ टाइप ऑफ किचन दैट मीट्स योर नीड्स.
घर में रोशनी या लाइटिंग का अपना अलग ही महत्व होता है. आप एक दिन में अधिकतर समय घर के अंदर बिताते हैं और इसी कारण एक घर में लाइटिंग कैसी होनी चाहिए और कौन सी तरह की लाइट्स का इस्तेमाल कहाँ होना चाहिए, ये जानना बेहद जरूरी है.
I think lighting is one of the most important aspects of interior design. We spend maybe about 70% of our time in artificial lighting. So lighting has to be designed exactly how it suits your lifestyle. You know, if you like to sort of relax when you're home, it has to have softer tones. These are one of the elements that we sort of factor in when we are designing lighting for the house based on lifestyle. Some people like to approach ambient lighting through a mixture of decorative chandeliers, decorative lighting installations, along with technical lighting, which sort of becomes like your spotlights, your LED panels. A lot of these fixtures are dimmable. You can adjust the light intensities. So the same fitting can give you flexibility these days, whether you want to use it for soft ambient lighting or for a functional light. So combining natural light with artificial lighting is very important. It's also a good way to save electricity in the daytime, where if you're in a well-lit space, you don't need too much of artificial lighting for most of your day.
अब तक हमने बात की आपके सपनों के घर के दरवाजे, किचन, फॉल सीलिंग और लाइटिंग की. ब्रेक के बाद जानेंगे कुछ और बातें जो आपके घर के इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग से संबंधित हैं. अपने सपनों के घर को अंदर से सुंदर और उपयोगी बनाने के बारे में आप काफी कुछ जान गए होंगे. अब बारी आती है आपके घर के फर्श यानी फ्लोरिंग की. डिजाइनिंग के समय उसकी अहमियत और सही मटेरियल का चयन घर को मजबूती देता है.
When it comes to flooring, I think designers and clients are a little spoiled for choice. As architects, sometimes we spend the maximum time discussing with clients what flooring should be implemented. I think clients, when you're building your houses, you'll have a lot of options in tiles. Indian stones are something which are very overlooked. You have a lot of selections in budget-friendly Indian stones which are long-lasting and can give a beautiful look to the house. When it comes to marble, which is also a type of stone, the variety is extensive. You have options ranging from Indian and local marbles all the way to imported marbles. It's always great to have budget-friendly options. If you want to explore budget-friendly options, go for stones which are locally available in your city or in your area. And that would reduce the cost of transport. It would have a little bit of natural character of what the region provides you from stones. To give you an example, Hyderabad has a lot of lovely granites which are locally mined. And a lot of these granites are actually exported abroad where they are sold as exotic stones.
Marble is in high demand in northeastern part of India. But whenever clients ask me they should go for marble or not, I usually don't encourage them with marble. Although it looks really good when you use marble. But I think in northeastern part of India, tiles are better if I compare both the materials. Because marble क्या होता है वो ठंडा रहता है. तो northeast is like humid. तो whenever you use marble, वहाँ पे आपको health issues बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं. So marble is something should be used in hot climate instead of humid climate. So I'll suggest to use marble in area like Rajasthan, Gujarat and maybe tiles in the humid areas.
जब बात हो रही हो घर के हर एक कोने की, तो हम बाथरूम को नहीं भूल सकते। पिछले कुछ वर्षों में बाथरूम की डिजाइन्स और दिखावट काफी विकसित हुई हैं। जानिए ऐसे कौन से तरीके हैं जिनसे आप अपने बाथरूम को अलग और अट्रैक्टिव बना सकते हैं।
There are different trends while designing a bathroom or washroom. Mostly my clients initially they ask me for contemporary or modern design, but while introducing them to some European style, they also go for that. So if I talk about the modern design, they are straight, clean lines and very minimal and very subtle color. While in European style, you will find niches and carving and some wall paneling. You can use pattern on the walls and you can play with colors. If you want a very bold designing like vibrant colors and textures and carving, then you can go for the European style. And if you want a subtle one and very simple one which is soothing to eyes, then you can go for the modern or contemporary one.
घर को डिजाइन करने के दौरान अपने बजट का रखिए खास ख्याल, क्योंकि याद रखिए ये इंटीरियर्स ही हैं जहां पर आपके घर की कॉस्ट आपकी चॉइस के अनुसार बहुत वेरी कर सकती है और बजट काफी ऊपर जा सकता है।
While selecting fixtures and fittings for your house, just see 3 basic key points. If the products are durable, if the company you are choosing is promising, and obviously the cost effectiveness of the product. From the estimate, at least 20% of your budget should be used in interior designing to get a space functionally usable, aesthetically beautiful, and just to feel like a home.
Looking at a 500 square foot project apartment in Noida and you want to sort of apply tiles on it, you have tiles ranging all the way from 75 rupees a square foot to 300 rupees plus a square foot. You have very good quality Indian tiles which are manufactured here locally, which are more affordable, and these days vitrified tiles give you all variety of finishes. If you want to apply an expensive marble but you don't have the budget for it, you can buy a tile equivalent of it. And I think that's where tiles become very important in the industry, where they can offer flexibility of flooring in budget-friendly options. When it comes to marble, you have a lot of local marbles and imported marbles. I always advocate that Indian marbles have their own character and charm, and they're usually a great option to sort of use when you don't have a lot of money to spend. Otherwise, when it comes to exotic marbles, sky is the limit. You get marbles from all over the world, mostly available in your local cities, or people tend to come to the metros, purchase marble and then ship it to their tier 2 city where they want to implement it.
If you really want to be sustainable, you have to pay attention to the local architectural traditions as well as the local materials. If you build with local stones or bricks or roofing materials, those really reduce the heat within the building.
So if I talk about sustainability, there is a product called bamboo wood. One can use bamboo wood instead of wood in their house. So bamboo wood can be used for doors, tables, for furnitures, for ceiling, flooring, and bamboos are grass which is fast growing and it is saving lot of trees in last 3 years. So here are the advantages of using bamboo wood. It has high tensile strength because of the long fibers. It is durable, it is termite proof, and it lives up to 100 years. And the best part is you can use the bamboo wood in internal and external part of the building.
वास्तु एक प्राचीन भारतीय प्रथा है जिसका प्राथमिक मकसद है डिजाइन कॉन्सेप्ट्स द्वारा किसी स्थान की ऊर्जा का इस्तेमाल करना। आइए जानते हैं वास्तु के साथ काम करने के क्या फायदे होते हैं।
Vastu is really important while designing a house. So usually the key points of Vastu is written on books, so we usually follow that. Let me give you an example. So if this is my house, this is the north and east. So according to the Vastu, the staircase should be towards the west of the house or towards the south, most preferably west. Why it is in the western side of the house, not in the eastern or northern? Let me explain. So if we see the sun path diagram, the summer sun, it goes from northern side of the house and the winter sun is from the southern side. So the morning sunlight is really important to us. So if we construct a staircase over the eastern part of the house, it will just block the morning sun rays. So that's why according to the Vastu and scientifically, the staircase should be towards the western side of the house. जैसा हमको पता है जो शाम का sun rays होता है, that is not healthy. So it just block it and give you a perfect space. So speak to your designer and get the correct choice for your home.
अपने सपनों का घर बनाना एक आम आदमी के लिए अपनी सुरक्षा का स्थान तलाशने का सदियों पुराना तरीका रहा है। हम इस खास पेशकश के आखिरी पड़ाव पर पहुंच चुके हैं, जहां नींव से लेकर घर में प्रवेश तक की पूरी जानकारी हमने आप तक पहुंचाई है। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप अपने सपनों के घर को जब भी बनाएं, तो हमारी ये सलाह और जानकारी आपके जरूर काम आएगी।